This video intended for entertainment and informative purposes only, but the live commentary may not reflect this rating. Viewer discretion is advised. In the year of 2000X, a super robot named Mega Man was created. Dr. Light created Mega Man to stop the evil desires of Dr. Wily. However, after his defeat, Dr. Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. Hey everybody, it's ColonClex999 and welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 2, released in 1988 for the Famicom/Nintendo Entertainment System. This is the sequel to Mega Man. Oh boy, like you couldn't have guessed that. And after the first game had pretty poor sales, Capcom, the higher-ups at Capcom were pretty hesitant to make a sequel to the game because of the poor sales, but the team was determined, so they just said, go wild. So, because of the passion of the developers, that's how we got Mega Man 2. And it is, of course, rather famously, the one that basically kicked the series off. Even though it wasn't the first, the sales of this game were pretty astronomical compared to the first game. Thus, is pretty much the reason why we got so many games in the series. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Now, we have normal mode and difficult mode. I'd like to point out that difficult mode is actually how it is in Japan. Let's just say I think there's a good reason why they added a normal mode for the American release, and I'm pretty gutted that it was cut from future releases, because every Mega Man game after this is pretty much always difficult mode. But whatever, let's go ahead and get started. So, just like Metroid and Kid Icarus, this was the first game in the Mega Man series to have a password system. How it works is, you go into this, and you place 9 balls, or dots, around a grid, and, I don't know, maybe it will bring back some progress. Password error. Alright, so we don't have any passwords, so let's just go ahead and get started. Decisions. So, the story of Mega Man 2 is that 1 year after Dr. Wily's defeat, he created 8 of his own Robot Masters to basically, well, to do second times the charm, basically. So unlike the first game where the Robot Masters were originally a collaboration between Light and Wily, all of these guys were created by Dr. Wily. Although, I sort of feel like, I actually learned recently that the whole story about Dr. Light and Dr. Wily being partners was actually only a part of the American version of Mega Man 1. And I feel like after this, they kind of wanted to try to retcon that. I disagree with that. I think that, honestly, the idea of Light and Wily being partners, and then Wily going rogue, makes the story of Mega Man 1 a little bit more interesting. Once again, reflected in the Mega Man fan film, which, just like Mega Man 1, I will leave that movie in the description. Which, by the way, came out in 2010, not 2012. I was wrong on that in the last game. Anyways, so rather than 6 Robot Masters, we now have 8. We have Bubble Man, Air Man, Quick Man, Heat Man, Wood Man, Metal Man, Flash Man, and Crash Man. So just like Mega Man 1, some of these guys take more damage from the default weapon than others do. For example, I believe Bubble Man, Air Man, and some other man, I forget exactly who, take 4 damage from the Mega Buster, whereas everyone else takes 2. In normal mode, anyway. In difficult mode, they would take 2, but in the others would take 1. So yeah, I'm just playing on normal mode because I just want to beat the game in general on actual hardware. So yeah, this is going to be a normal mode playthrough, and I probably will not be doing difficult mode because Difficult mode is basically the enemies take less damage and they do more damage to you, something I'm not exactly a fan of. So, yeah. Now, for this game, I used to start with Bubble Man first. Bubble Man, spoiler alert, is the weakness of Heat Man. However, there is a really, really annoying part of Heat Man's stage. Anybody who's played this knows exactly what I'm talking about. And there is an item that you can use to bypass that, but you actually won't have that item when you, if you went with Bubble Man first and then went with Heat Man. So, just to make things easier on myself personally, I think I am going to start with Airman. And just like the first game, every single stage has its own music track, something I really love the Mega Man series for. Okay, so gonna go over your basic controls. They're pretty much the same as the first game. Left and right on the D-pad to move, A to jump, B to fire the Mega Buster, start to pause and look at your equipment. You cannot pause with select anymore, though. We actually have multiple menus, or multiple pages in the pause menu. So this is our life counter. And right here we have E, something we can select, but I'll get into what that is later. But let's go ahead and get started. Just like the first game, I didn't really look up what the names of the enemies are, so I'm not going to be mentioning them. But this thing is an indestructible enemy. It has those things coming out of it, so just wait for those to go down. And while you are standing on this, it will be spawning enemies continuously. So what you want to do is you just, once the horns go down, you would just want to quickly get over. And you might notice that the enemies are dropping items a lot more than they usually do. That's actually just a factor of normal mode. They don't normally drop that much, but honestly, in later Mega Man games, like, the enemies just never want to drop health. However, I feel like they drop a little bit too much health in this, so I feel like I'd like some kind of balance between that. So how that thing works is, he's on those little platforms, and he's going to throw those lightning bolts down. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get rid of him, and then get on this platform and use it to traverse. It looks scary, but don't worry, it's not that hard to get across. Oh, I love the music in this game. This guy might be a little bit tough to get. Ooh, okay, yeah, a bit of a tight jump there, be careful. Going in the clouds as well. I like how you can go behind the clouds, or like even inside the clouds. Shows that Capcom or at least the Mega Man developers were really good at developing games for the time. Alright, this bird enemy, how it works is it's going to drop an egg, and when the egg bursts, it's gonna drop a bunch of chicks, and they also like to hide in the clouds. So, yeah, pretty mean enemies. Alright, you fall down there. These enemies will, I like to call them the toothpaste dispensers, because they throw out those things that kind of look like toothpaste for some reason, and don't worry, you can kill them. They could make a nice grinding spot. Fall through the cloud again. Alright. Alright, so now, you've got this thing again. We're gonna have to jump across, multiple of them. Whoa, that was close. Personally, what I like to do is, kind of just take a hit and, use the invisibility frame to get through. Not a really reliable strategy for the most part in general, but something I guess is a good way to get through there, and that's a pretty big jump, so be careful. Alright. And this thing, it just blows you back. It doesn't actually damage you. However, unlike most games where when you jump, you get blown back even further, that's not the case in this game for some reason. Or maybe that's just not the case in most games. I'm just used to it from Super Mario 64. Alright. I think there's going to be another one. I would be careful when doing this. Wait until the bird enemy passes by, and then go. Or, whoa. Better yet, you could make it drop its egg off the cliff. Uh-oh. Jump. Jump. Careful. If you can despawn that enemy if you want, but I'm gonna try not to do that. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay. those guys working together might actually be very detrimental to you. Hey, 1-up. Okay. Okay. Coming? There you go. Alright. Surprised it doesn't drop its egg when you, doesn't drop its egg, when you kill it first. But okay, we have made it to the end. Whenever you see the Dr. W, that means Dr. Wily, that means you're at the boss. So, in these little hallways, it's just a little extra room, giving you a moment to, possibly heal, or, pick whatever, weapon. Yeah, it's no longer a long corridor with some extra enemies, it's just, a little, final room before the boss. And now, we're at the boss. So this is Airman. How he works is he's going to be constantly blowing you back, and he's got these little tornado things that can block your shots. Yeah, they're a bit tough to avoid, so I think we're going to lose a life here. Oh, yeah. But that's okay, because we'll have full health going into this. And I find usually the first Robot Master in a Mega Man game might be the hardest because you have to use your default weapon. Especially in later games where they usually only take 1 damage to the Mega Buster. Okay. You could just try just getting up close to him and just spamming bullets on him. A. Get equipped with Air Shooter. Okay, admittedly, I probably just wasn't doing that right. Message from Dr. Light. Item 2. Completed. Get your weapons ready. Text scrolling so slow. 2. Get equipped with Item 2. Alright, and at the end of every stage, I will show the password for the level, or at least our progress, so if you're following along, and then you can do that. Alright, back to the stage select. So apologies for that performance against Airman. I probably didn't need to lose a life, but you just want to get up close to him and just keep spamming bullets on him, and there you go. Something that you couldn't do in, that you can't do in this game that you could do in the first one is you could replay stages. Can't do that in this game. But, just like in Mega Man 1, Mega Man is known for being a rock, paper, scissors type of game. One Robot Master's weakness... one Robot Master's weapon could be another Robot Master's weakness. I should mention that sometimes the Robot Master's weapons can make some of the other Robot Masters laughably easy. There's a rather infamous one at that, but I think I will show that off towards the end of the game. Well, I didn't sneeze. Now, before we go on to the next stage, you ever notice how 4 of the 8 Robot Masters have almost the same color scheme? A red body and either yellow or like a shade of white? Or I don't know, maybe it just might be the color palette that they had to use for the selection screen. But anyways, after Airman, I think we will go with Crashman. Also, as you can see, there's no clear points. Score has been completely cut from this game, which I'm fine with, because in all the times that enemies could have been dropping health, they would drop score instead. But it doesn't really matter, since on difficult mode and in later Mega Man games, they don't drop health anyway. They never wanna. Anyways, let's show off our new weapon, the air shooter. Shoots up 3 tornadoes that spread out a little bit, and generally can be useful against enemies that might be directly above you. Okay, and as you can see, these hamburger enemies, or Tink-Tinks or something, they respawn pretty quickly after you kill them, and I like how they're supposed to be coming out of the pipes. Okay, Now I'm also going to show off, if I go to next, we have item 2. You get this after beating Airman. There's item 1, 2, and 3, and you get them after beating certain Robot Masters. And in Airman's case, you get number 2. Spawns a little platform that goes horizontally that you can ride across. Uh-oh. It can be useful for, either, like, getting stuff, or cheesing sections, or even being required for some sections. And, just like the Magnet Beam from Mega Man 1, it is required to finish the game. However, unlike Mega Man 1, you actually just get it as you're progressing, and it's not something you need to, to just find, even though it was right out in the open, so it doesn't even matter. Unless you didn't do Guts Man before Elect Man. Okay, anyways. So, right here, I got these guys returning from a Mega Man 1. They actually, get up and move around a little bit as well. Ow. I gotta say, I really like, Crash Man's, stage theme. The soundtrack, in this game is definitely a lot better. Well, no, well, I mean, Mega Man's 1 soundtrack wasn't bad, but the soundtrack in this game, really, definitely is a step up from, the previous game. Really good soundtrack. And a lot of people remember the soundtrack pretty fondly as well. So, yeah, this part, it's kind of like, those, flipping those platforms that flip down in Gutsman stage in, Mega Man 1. But, you just gotta figure out how to get up while avoiding these hamburger things. I'm not nowhere near the first person to call these things hamburgers. In fact, it's other people that have made me call them hamburgers. And they drop an excessive amount of health. I don't know why the enemies in later Mega Man games can't be like the enemies in this game, where they just like not drop an absurd amount of health, but they drop at least a little bit more. Oh, this is an enemy I know that actually changes between difficulty versions. I think in the difficult mode, it would like throw its body parts on the ground to hit you, but in this it just doesn't. It's just kind of just an obstacle that you gotta hit in just the right place. So yeah. There is nothing in here, oddly. Did you hear that? My stomach just made a noise. Okay. This enemy is in a bit of a tough spot, so what we want to do is try jumping here, then quickly jumping back. You might end up taking a hit, but there you go. Those projectiles can be a little bit tough to avoid since they shoot the projectiles like right as soon as they pop up. Alright, let's go up the left ladder here. We got more of these bird enemies. I like the idea of them being in an Airman stage because it kind of looks like it's in the sky. Alright. Hey, that one just dropped it off the cliff. That's great for us. That's great for us. Alright, we have a little... Uh-oh, we have a little health pickup right there. This enemy, I'm just going to use the air shooter on. Well, let me see if I can get that thing. Oh, well, that didn't work the way I hoped. Okay. Alright, if we can grab onto the wall in time. Alright, check this out. Right here. This is an energy tank. What does it do? No, it is not like in Metroid where you pick it up and it adds a new unit to your health. Basically, you hold on to it, and if you go down to E and press start, it will restore all of your health. You can hold up to 4 energy tanks at a time, so if you're low on health and you have 4 and you find one, you might as well use it there. Now, normally what you have to do is you have to go down and go all the way back around to get up here. But, what we can do, normally you could use item 1 for this, but you can use item 2 to make a platform for you to get up. You can also use it here. Keep in mind that the item 2's durability, or well, juice will go down as you as it is moving. And these enemies, I don't know what they're called, but I like the idea of them. They pull on a string to like make themselves activate or something. And crap, I'm gonna use the air shooter on this. Yeah, they respawn pretty fast, though, as you can see. Alright. Here we are, the boss. Alright, with the air shooter equipped. Here is Crashman! So, that did a lot of damage, as you can see. But basically what he does is he puts down these bombs that will, go off over time. But, as you can see, he's pretty weak to the, yeah, he's pretty weak to the air shooter. I like how the Robot Masters in this game use the same sound effect when they die as that when you die. In the previous game, they would just go "do," but in this game they go "down, down, 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 down." I like that. Nice little detail. All right, C. Get equipped with Crash Bomber. And of course, here is the password. Something I want to note in this game is that passwords will actually retain your energy tank. So we have one energy tank now, and when you input the password when you want to resume the game, you will retain the energy tank. That was also in Mega Man 3 and was cut from Mega Man 4 for some reason. But anyways, let me check the recording time. Okay, I was wondering if I was going to need to cut the video here due to the length, but I think what we're going to do is, just like last game, we'll do 2 Robot Masters per video. And so the first 4 videos will be us fighting the Robot Masters. So, next time on Mega Man 2, we will select a new Robot Master. And also, at the start of every video, I'm going to show off the whatever password we need to resume our progress. Okay? So, we'll see you guys then. Goodbye.